What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Monday. We're almost there. It's almost Christmas time. Uh, so Merry Christmas. I may probably I'm not going to do another video tomorrow, so we'll go ahead and just say Merry Christmas to everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We got one video until we'll do this video until after Christmas, and then we'll get back at it. But if you haven't hung out with me before, my name is Joe, just your average Joe. Hanging out in the garage, all raw and unedited is how we do around here. We have a few sales to go over, nothing crazy. eBay's slowing down as expected. I feel like eBay's dead, but we all know why. It's Christmas time and it's normal, so I'm not stressing. But it was a nice run for the past few weeks. I'll just say that. It's been a nice run. But we got some sales to go over. We did do a few sales, which is good. At least we didn't goose egg. I did goose egg twice last week. So you know, it is what it is. It's that time. So I can't complain. But and then we got some comments to go over. I feel like viewership is down a little bit, obviously, because people are traveling and shopping and, packing and wrapping and, doing do their stuff. So I totally understand. Hopefully we can get back on track after the first of the year, after the new year. But we don't have a whole lot to cover. Like I said, sales have not been going very well. I did buy myself a ring light, by the way. If you can tell in my eyes, I've got a ring light now. I figured it gets that dark because of it being light back there. It like messes up the lighting in here, even though I got I got decent lighting in my garage. But I felt like it wasn't quite bright enough, and it darkened up a lot, like the way my phone is and records, and the way the lighting is behind me. That a lot of times it would get dark right here, and you guys couldn't see that well. I felt like. So let me know if you like the ring cam, the ring cam. Do you like the ring light? I think it brightens it up a bit in here. I can change colors. I can do fancy stuff with this thing. It's on a tripod, which makes it convenient for me, and it's hooked right up to my computer. And the wires are pretty much out of the way, which is ideal. So it's going to work. Feels like it'll work. I may take my other tripod upstairs, or my stand upstairs, and do a little bit more filming up there, so I don't have to bring it up and down. I'll be more apt to probably do more videos for my bonus room while I'm processing or fixing stuff or tinkering with stuff or re-shelling stuff or putting new screens in, whatever it is that I'm doing upstairs, processing and or fixing or whatever, modding, whatever I end up doing. I think it'll be more convenient for me to have this stand up there all the time. So I need to take that one upstairs. So that way it'll entice me to do more videos from my upstairs, which I think will give you guys a better insider on how I do stuff upstairs with processing and fixing and tinkering and stuff like that, because I do a lot of that stuff as well when it comes to video games. Like for example, right now I've got I picked up, if you guys remember, I went to Raleigh, did a few deals. I picked up that Rock Band set. Well, the Rock Band set, the one drum was cracked, so it was really flimsy, the one side of it. So I ended up trying some Gorilla Glue. Didn't quite work. So the next best thing, there's two other options you can do. JB Weld, which is like an epoxy, a plastic epoxy. So I'm trying that right now. In my experience, the epoxy works awesome to bind plastic together. So I'm pretty sure that's going to work. And it's got like a 3,000 pound strength on it once it hardens and cures. So I'm pretty sure that's going to work. Obviously, it's going to have the two little plastic, you'll be able to see it. I'll disclose it in the listing that it's been welded back together, basically plastic welded back together. The other thing that I looked into that I almost bought, but I decided not to, just because I don't have this issue too often where I've got plastic parts that are broken that need to be binded back together. It happens occasionally, but they make a plastic weld gun that heats up and has like metal clips, basically is what they are, and they're different shaped depending on the shape that you're working with, that you're trying to weld back together. And then it has like welding plastic strips that you can, after you weld it or put the metal in, you can weld it and heat the strips up, and it melts the plastic, fill in the gaps, and it's supposed to bind it together along with those metal welds that you put in, because they burn into the plastic or melt into the plastic, and then it creates a strong seal or a strong bond, and then you can go over it with that plastic tubes that you melt onto it. Anyway, So I'm saying all that to say that may be something I invest in. It was only like $35, but I mean $7 for JB Weld versus $35-$40 for this weld kit. I was like, you know what? Let me try the JB Weld because I'm in the past, my experience, it goes that JB Weld works pretty well, and I don't use it a ton. So to waste $40 on something I'm not really going to use often, where the JB Weld you can get several applications out of one tube. I can always fall back on the JB Weld, and if that doesn't work, or if I have a more substantial break on something, I can always buy that kit if I wanted to. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. You always think, a lot of times think that, oh, trash. That's not us, I don't think. No. A lot of times you think when something's broke, plastic is broken, that that's it. It's done. You can't fix it. That throw it away. In fact, shame on me. The last I got hasty, and I've done the same thing and made rookie mistakes where I instead of trying to fix it, I had the exact same Rock Band set for a Wii, and I accidentally bumped into it with something and broke the whole drum, the one drum off of the plastic, because it's just plastic, so it didn't take a ton of pressure to just break that thing off. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was so mad, I just threw the thing in the trash. Not thinking like, dude, you can fix it. Like, plastic can be, a lot of people don't realize or think about it, that you can mend and bond plastic back together. It just, you need the right product. JB Weld does a great job. So, and or that gun melting, binding, whatever it's called, does a really good job from what I read in the reviews. I've never actually used one, but I watched a bunch of videos because I was getting ready to buy it. So I did try to do some research and dive in a little bit on products, especially something new that I've never used before, to see how it works and see if it goes well and see what the reviews are on it. So it seemed like it was a pretty good product to use to fix plastic. So anyway, I'm going to move on. That's not my guys, are they? No. All right. So let's go ahead and move into comments and start us off. First comment up is Yarina. Yarina says, good video, Joe. Good sales. Thank you for the info as usual. Always helping. Thank you. Something happened to the mic when you were talking about the deal and the military guy. I think it hit rubbed on something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Some interference, buzzing noise. Was it happening like for a while, or did it just do it for a second? I'm wondering if it's my mic, maybe. Tap tap. Wonder if it's my mic. Super happy after you showed me how to fix the discount on the calculated shipping. Now I'm making an extra $2 to $3 on shipping each sale. Yeah, I think I don't think customers are less likely. I mean, look, I don't know the numbers or the analytics. In my experience, I don't feel that customers are really going to not buy something off of you if they want it because it's a couple dollars more shipping than the next person, especially if your item is really what they're looking for, is in better condition, is clean, is whatever. I mean, customers expect to spend some money on shipping typically. And I know the argument, free shipping versus the shipping cost, there's a whole argument behind that too, and what's better. And eBay claims that it's better to have free shipping. And look, I don't feel like I've got plenty of free ship items up, because I do that with like video games, and then I've got plenty of pay shipping, and in fact, majority of my stuff is you're paying for shipping, and it's been like that for years. That's how I've always done it. So, and I don't feel like I'm losing. I don't think I would do any much better doing it the other way. So I do, and I don't pass the discount to the customer. That's more so what Yurian is talking about, is you have the option to pass the discount or not. On my other eBay account, I just packed up before you guys, before I started the video. My other eBay account is for our thrift store. And that's my old original eBay from 2000. So if you haven't been around before, I've been buying and selling on eBay since 2000. I didn't even do that at the beginning of the video, I don't think. But anyway, if you've lasted this long, I've been buying and selling stuff since 2000, but reselling full time for 8 years, give or take. The other eBay account that I have for our thrift store, we just sold 2 items. We don't sell stuff on there often. I only got like 52 items up on there. We don't list hardly anything on there anymore. It's just remnants of stuff that's been sitting for a couple years at this point. So we just had 2 sales on there that I just packed up. I was debating on showing them or not, but it was 2 porcelain robins that made out of porcelain. I forget who the manufacturer is on them. They're like a known brand. And then a whole lot of not video, but old school camera equipment. all untested, all needs your parts and repair kind of stuff. Sold the one for 20 and the other for 40, the camera stuff for 40. I'm saying all that to say, where was I going with this? You know what? I don't even know where I was going with all this, to be honest with you. My original eBay since 2000. Yeah, I don't really know. That's, I just got a brain fart. Brain fart. I don't remember where I was going with all this. That I don't have shit. There you go. Um, that I don't have the shipping discount passed to the customer on mine, but on my thrift store one, I do have the discount passed to the customer, and I just ate shipping on both of those packages because they get the discounted rate, which means when I do the set that eBay up the same as I set this eBay up, I go a little under or a little under with the shipping stuff because I like on this eBay, I want to give the customer the discount through me. I dictate it, so I just bring the shipping down or bring the weight down a little bit to help them a little bit with the shipping costs. Well, I do the same thing on my other eBay, and I didn't realize that I don't have the discount passed over because I don't sell on there very much, hardly ever. And I forgot to go back, and after the last few times I've sold stuff, I forgot to go into the settings and change that. And then don't you know, today we had 2 items sell, and I ate shipping like it was only a couple dollars on each item, but it's still like the one item only sold for $21. I netted 14 and change. Like shipping was, I ate a couple dollars in shipping, so what I make $10. So it was just like, come on. So I'm pretty sure that customer would have purchased that item even if shipping was $2-3 higher. They would have still purchased that item. I don't have any doubt in my mind that they would still would have purchased it. So I need to remember to go back in my other eBay, my original eBay for my thrift store, and update it as well because Yarina, I've lost. I don't lose a ton on shipping because we don't sell much on there. I might sell 2 items a month off that eBay if I'm lucky, and at this point it's just going to continue to decrease 1 item a month maybe because we only have 52 items up, and it's a lot of just junk items. It's not anything that's any good. So I don't, it's not like a priority, but I do need to remember to go back and do the switch the past the discount because I don't want to eat shipping at all. So anyway, but Phantom says more likely Joe getting a message, a possible phone call or email interference. Possibly. It could have been a phone call. I think I did get my wife was calling through at some point during that video. So that may be exactly what it was. But nonetheless, Yarina, appreciate you commenting, and Phantom for hanging out and replying. The next one up is Gen X Flipper. Says, what's up, Joe? Great video as usual. Love the format info. Great. Keep banging, bro. Well, I appreciate you, Gen X Flipper. Appreciate you watching, hanging out, and look forward to your videos. Next one up is Lead Me to Bliss. I believe this is the first time Lead Me to Bliss is commented. Appreciate you commenting. By the way, I do like the ring light. It kind of messes with my eyes a little bit, but I think it helps with the, like, stuff doesn't get dark. Because remember, a lot of times my other, before I had this, it would get dark a lot of times, especially when I like move my head and showed the background. It would get dark because the lighting, it would just the outside would screw up the lighting with my phone, so it would be all dark in here. So I think the ring light works. How do y'all like it? Drop me some comments. I need to shave. Anyway, how about them Lions? Hey, how about them Lions? Let's go. Minnesota's right on our butt, man. Minnesota's right there too. Minnesota's tough this year. So is Green Bay. Anyway. But how about them Lions? So the lead me to Bliss says, once in a while I will sell stuff on Mercari. However, most of the time people just like to like my posts, which is strange. I think I started Mercari about 6 months ago and have only sold about 10. Only had about 10 sales. However, most of my sales come from Facebook. Let me touch on Facebook. Well, I appreciate you chiming in. Lead me to Bliss. Appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you've subscribed to the channel. Like I said, I think that's the first time you've commented with us. Remember I talked about Facebook Marketplace and how I buy there all the time. So, and lately I've been getting screwed by people selling stuff out from under me. I just had another one. A guy put up like 6 guitars with the 6 dongles with a bunch of Guitar Hero or Guitar Rock Band games. And, he $120 for the whole lot. And I'm like, sold it. One guitar alone sells for like $80. So I was like, hey, I'll come pick, I'll sold. And then, the caveat was he's up in Apex, which is about an hour, Fuquay Varina, which is about an hour from me, hour and 15 minutes. So I asked him, would he meet in Lillington, which is about probably 20 to 30 minutes from him and about an hour for me. And because I told him I'm coming from the Rayford area in North Carolina. And so he was like, oh, yeah, we can do that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. So, I thought we were good to go. Well, next thing you know, he puts the item as pending. And I'm like, okay, well, that's for me. I was like, hey, we still good? Because anytime somebody puts a thing pending, I always want to make sure that it's for us, right? Because he didn't put it up as pending right away. He put it up as pending like 2 hours later. So he was like, oh, well, I actually had somebody local that's going to come pick it up. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, come on, man. Like, sometimes I absolutely despise people on Facebook. At least reach out and be like, hey, somebody local is buying it. Like, I can't be too mad about that. But we had already set up an agreement. We'd already set up a meet spot in Lillington. Like, it was like I thought we were good to go. And next thing you know, oh, well, somebody local is going to come pick it up. And I'm like, okay, look, I can't be too mad at you versus having to travel 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to an hour round trip. I get it. But at least have the decency to be like, hey, I had somebody local come pick it up. Unless you want to step up a little bit, I'm going to sell it to them. I'm sorry for the, like some decency to just message and reach out. Like the last one, we were ready to rock, ready to roll. And next thing you know, he did the same thing. He put the thing up as pending. And I'm like, yo, what's up? We were like, we're going to meet in an hour. What's happening? Oh, I sold it to somebody else because they paid full price. Okay, fair. But at least give me the opportunity to say, hey, do you want to pay full price? Because I have somebody is willing to pay full price. And that's after we already set up a deal. The last one was, it burnt me up because I shot him a price, an offer. He's declined it. And then I said, okay, well, my offer stands if you decide you want to take it. Well, like 3 days later, he reaches back out to me and was like, hey, I'll go ahead and take your offer. And so we set up a meeting spot and set up a time. So it was like, like I didn't reach back out to him. I wasn't pressing on him like, dude, my offer was my offer. I was like, I wasn't like pressed to get it. But the fact that he reached back out to me and then he sold it out from under me because somebody else offered him full price, at least at that point, we've already set up a time and a spot. Like, hey, guy, just want to let you know somebody's offering full price for my item now. I'd rather get more money out of it. Do you want to match that? Or otherwise I'm going to sell it to someone else. Like, just the decency. That's all I asked for, some decency on Facebook Marketplace, and people ain't got no damn decency. And then another thing with Facebook Marketplace is I remember telling you guys that I have a listing up with all my video games stuff up and my consoles. And I put it up because I was planning on selling stuff on Marketplace. And then I got a whole bunch of just trash. People messaging me and not following through, messaging me and ghosting me, messaging me and wanting super lowball. So I just left it up, but I never replied to any message on it. And it's been up since like September. Well, I just had somebody that I did a deal with that bought a system from me. Actually, two people that I did a deal with. I just happened to message them back because it's Christmas time, and I was like, sure, I'll entertain it again and see how it goes. So these two were actual people that followed through and purchased, and I was like, cool, didn't beat me down on price, paid full price. So I was like, remember the video I put out saying, you know what, I'm gonna do a better job of selling on Marketplace and trying to reply to these messages because I would like to do more cash transactions and do stuff through Marketplace to help as another avenue to move stuff, right? Because I buy enough on there, I should be selling on there too. And regularly, not just here and there, but regularly. And so the last I renewed my listing and I've gotten so many messages on the video game thing and I've been entertaining them. Do you know how many people have ghosted me again? Have just like, dude was going to meet me somewhere, then was like, oh, well, can you meet me at a different spot that was like an hour away? And I'm like, no, I'm not driving that far. We had a spot at 3:00 to meet at Walmart right up, 10 minutes from me. And then all of a sudden you want me to meet you at, I don't even know, mom and pop or whatever garage, gas station, like 45 minutes. No, I'm not. No, heck no. Just garbage. Bots. I'm assuming bots. I don't know. They ask, hey, is this available? And they put Joe. Is this available? Like, make it personalized. And the next thing you know, yeah, it's available. What are you looking for specifically? Because I have like 15 systems up in the listing, and nothing. They hear nothing back. So I'm my rate my what would you call it? My radar or my anyway, my dial of leaning toward fuck Facebook. marketplace, I'm done with it again, is his way is starting to tilt over, and because it's just trash, man. Like literally at least 10 messages, if not probably 15 messages I've gotten from people since I renewed it a few days, probably about a week ago now. I've gotten a bunch of, and just no actual follow through, no decency and communication. Like it, lowballing or bots or just people asking if this is available. Yeah, it's available, and then ghost, nothing. Just so I hate marketplace, man. I buy it on there because I may partly make a living doing it. I'm not a huge fan of it because of the shitty people and poor communication, and the decency of people is just terrible. But it does work, and 90% of the time it's pretty good. 75, maybe maybe 90's pushing it. 80ish% of the time it's pretty good. But selling on there is atrocious, man. It is so bad. I had one dude send me a message. How much for? Would you take 1,000 for everything? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no, I'm not selling you everything for 1,000. Are you kidding me? There's 15 systems here for $150 on average a piece. Like, you kidding? No. And I didn't say that. I was just like, no, thank you. I'm selling these one by one, and didn't hear nothing back from him. So, actually, no, I did say to him, I'm selling them. I will sell them all for the prices listed. I'm not selling them one by one, or I'm not selling them as a lot for a discount, is what I said. Something to that effect. Anyway, marketplace, man. It's a fun time. It's a fucking Wild West, is what it is. Anyway, lead to bliss. You had me rambling on marketplace. So, if you haven't watched before, I ramble. If anybody else is watching that hasn't watched before, I do some rambling. If you haven't noticed, and I have a bit of a potty mouth. I'm sorry. So if you don't like it, keep it moving. Phantom says, "Hey Joe, all done deals are good deals, small or big. True. Thanks for as long as you can make a few dollars. I mean, obviously you want to make a lot of dollars, but if you can profit, make some money. It's about cranking that wheel and keeping it moving, man. Keeping it moving, keeping it going. Thanks for all the tips about the printer paper for labels. I need to get better label paper in general. Have a good weekend. I will say, Phantom, if don't go cheap on these labels. I forget which ones I get, but don't go cheap on these. And the reason I say that is because, and again, I don't use these anymore, but I've used these for years before I did before I had my Dymo label printer. But I did the whole printer ink half sheet labels sticky, and this goes for Yarina as well. And anybody else that uses these or is not using these that wants a solution for your printer to be able to peel and stick. Don't go cheap, because I've had the cheap ones before thinking, they got good adhesive, and they don't. And they start peeling. And so I would worry, and I never had an issue, but I would always worry that in transit, that label is just going to, you could blow on it, it's going to fly off because the adhesive on it was trash. So I wouldn't recommend going cheap on the, again, you do you, but I'm just going to put my recommendation. Don't go cheap when you get these double-sided printer labels, sticky labels, because the adhesive, if it's the cheap adhesive, you never know, man. Like, again, I've had the cheaper stuff because I've thought I'm trying to save $1, and then it's like, dude, this stuff does not stick very well. It sticks, but I'd always be worried that it would just peel off. All it took was a little corner that would just be off a little bit, because it would start coming off actually, and then it just catches right on a package or on a conveyor belt going through the system, and it just peels right off, kind of thing. And then my package has no label on it. So that's my only. So for you and Yarina, since you guys are still doing the printer, I would recommend for 2025, get yourselves label makers, man. It's just those things stick like no other. If they get wet, you don't have to worry about the ink running. That was the other thing with printers, is a lot of times, it's raining when my mail lady would pick stuff up, and the ink would start bleeding just from the condensation in the air. The ink would start bleeding, which just makes it harder on them. Those labels are, I'm not gonna say they're waterproof, but you get water on those labels and the ink doesn't start. It's not ink, it's burnt. So, and they're glossy, and so they don't, like, the water almost like repels off of that paper, and it doesn't run. So I don't have to stress or worry that on a rainy day, are they going to be able to get my packages in without water, without it damaging the label and then having to come back to me. or hell, not even that, but just they can't read the label, and it gets that point it's considered lost because they don't know where it came from or where it has to go. So anyway, so that's my my 2 cents there as well. Next one up is Killer Boy. Killer Boy, welcome back. Win is a win. Merry Christmas, Joe. Hey, win is a win. That is for sure. Absolutely. Well, Merry Christmas to you as well, and I appreciate you hanging as always. The Dark 25 says, I never watched any videos about people saying Macari wasn't good. I joined about a year ago. When I moved, I pretty much learned about using it on my own. It's not difficult. It's got its ups and downs, just like eBay. I'm just better. I've just had better experience sales wise on it. I've noticed that there is a lot of low ballers on it, and people rate you low stars instead of reaching out to you to see if you can resolve the issue. Star ratings are like 1 through 5, with 5 being excellent. I'm always open to questions, crew. Well, hey, the Dark 25 says if you got Macari stuff, man, post it in the comments. Point it toward him, and I will read it out, and we can try to get some answers for any of you guys that have Macari questions, because we got a SME when it comes to Macari. The Dark 25. You're one of the few, the Dark 25, that I hear pros and likes Macari. Most of the guys I watch are they sell on there, but they're anti-Macari. They don't sell a lot of Macari. They really don't prefer that platform. In fact, Shed Flips feels like they're going to die off in 2025. They just made a video like last week about it because they've had bad, their bad experience with it. And so far, I think we're batting 1,000. We're batting 1 for 4 or 1 for 5 on just people in my comments that are like anti-Macari. You're the one that's pro. The other 3 or 4 are con. It sounds like we just had one. So kudos to you for enjoying it, using it, and being successful on it. If I do decide to jump over to it, I'm glad I have somebody I can reach out to. I'll just say that. So the Dark 25, thank you, sir, once again. All right, folks, that's all the comments. Let's move over to sales. Again, sales been pretty dismal. I had a whopping 8 sales over the weekend for $295.45, and that's before shipping and fees and shit like that. That's the total. So terrible. I mean, I'm gonna clear like 250-ish, 240-ish, some, I don't know. So not nowhere near goal. My goal over the weekend would be at least Friday, Saturday, Sunday to Monday, $500 to $600 for the weekend. Terrible, half of that. So I did end my discount on all my stuff and put a 20% flat discount on everything except video game related stuff. So, we're going to see how that goes. I did have one sale last night from it, which is great, on a comic book that's been sitting for not too long, but a little while. So let's go ahead and get started for the day. First thing that sold was Riddick on PS3. Sold for $18 plus shipping. Riddick. Ay. Spider-Man. There it is, Riddick. So Riddick. That's been pretty quiet on the eBay front, guys. Pretty quiet. Which is to be expected. Oh yeah, see, that's much better. Ain't that much better? You guys can actually see what I'm putting up here in front of your face. Riddick, PS3. I always put it in a case. For those that are new with me, I always put them in a case. That thing is minty fresh. And I always put bubble. I always put this little, always put a little piece of bubble in there, man. Always. Just because it helps the disc from moving around in case it pops loose. Final Fantasy on Xbox 360. This is a 3 game. Let me make sure I got all of them. Yep, Final Fantasy. So this is a 3-pack. Sold for $15. I just put them together. They've been up on eBay for a while. But they sold for $15. A lot of times if I have games or like the filler games that I've talked about before, I've talked about filler games. If I have a bundle of the same, then I try to bundle them together and still put them on eBay. Like, for example, I just got a whole bunch of stuff from the old man that does storage units. Me and him just did a deal. And it had a whole bunch of Call of Duties on Xbox 360, like 7 of them. So they don't really go, like, Black Ops 2 sells. Black Ops, I think, sells for like $10 or so, and I'll put them up for if they're $10 or better. But most of them are like in that $7 range, give or take. So they're filler games for me. But the fact that I had 7 games, I was like, I'm gonna put the whole lot up for $49.99. I mean, that's like Black Ops 2 sells for like $15, sometimes 20 if it's complete. Mine is complete, so if I remember correctly, it sells for 15, 20, and then regular Black Ops for 10. So that's like 25, $30 for just those 2. And I was like, I got 5 more at $5 a piece, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So $49.99 with like $8 shipping, and see where it goes. Somebody offers me $40, gone. But versus just bundling them with something, because that'd be the next option for those types of games that are in that $7 range. They just go in as fillers. But when I have a bunch of them in the same titles, then I'll lump them together like that. So just, and kind of like to the Final Fantasy point, these are like $6, $7 a piece if you sell them individually. Well, let me take that back. Some of them are a little bit more, but they, again, it goes back to condition. The one has water damage, and I disclose that. 2 of them I don't think have manuals. So like if they were in nice condition and they had all their manuals, I think maybe these might be, $10 a pop. But they're 2 missing manuals. One's got water damage. I mean, so that obviously I'm not gonna get the $10 out of them. So that's why I just did them as a lot for $15, and they finally sold plus shipping. So 15 plus shipping on those. The other lot, another one is, and this has been sitting around for a while, which is funny because these don't sell often, but another lot was a lot of 5 Assassin's Creeds. In fact, I'll just show the titles this way. 5 Assassin's Creeds, same deal, exact same situation. These have been sitting for 6 months or so, but I came through a deal and I had a bunch of Assassin's Creeds, and I was like, well, let me put them up as a lot, and sold for, actually the guy reached out to me. I had this up for $30 for the set, and so he reached out and said, hey, do you mind doing that plus what was the other game? I'm almost out of PS3 games. The other game was, I'm almost out of PS3 games. That's crazy. So the other game he wanted was Black Ops and Valkyria of Chronicles. So he asked me, I had these up 2 individually. So he asked me, would I take $40 for all 7? And I was like, well, I got these 2 up for like $10 a piece. And then this lot was up for like, no, these were up for, I think, 14 and 14, and then this, or 15 and 15 free shipping, and then these were up for 30. So I was like, how about $50 plus shipping? He said, sure. Or $50, $52 is what I said. Because I was like, all of them together, would you go $52 free shipping? And he said, sure. So $52 for those 7 games. So that's that sale. An Ohio State sweater. Now I got to find it is the problem. It's gray. Let's find this Ohio State sweater. Bump Ohio State. That's what I got to say about that. Ohio State. Here we go. I think it's right here. Yep. Good deal. See, when I find clothes quickly, I don't mind clothes. When it takes me 9 years to find them, that's when I hate clothes. So there's that. There's that. So this sold for $15, was it? $18 plus shipping. $18 plus shipping. A nice little fleece. Ohio State Suck Eyes. Ohio State Suck Eyes fleece. The brand is nothing crazy. Pro Players. So nice fleece for $18 plus shipping on this one. Not terrible. Another Wii, guys. Another Wii sold. Pink controller. Wii with a pink controller. Oh, man. I got to find it. Wii with a pink controller. Wii with a pink controller. Wii U. Wii. Oh, man. Did I not put what? I didn't put the color control. Oh, I think that's pretty sure that one's it. I need to do a better job of putting in which ones they are. This is the one with the GameCube, right? GameCube controller. It's got the clear and the white. Yep. All right. So sold another Wii, which y'all know I was just bitching about not selling Wii's and them sitting around forever. Now I've sold, this is like the fourth one, so I'm glad they're getting up out of here because they've been sitting forever. So it's a bunch of games. It's got the GameCube controller, which is a knockoff third party. It's got 2 controllers, system, all the hookups. Nice little bundle. $75 plus shipping. $75 plus shipping on that one. Not terrible. Not too bad. Barbie sold. Let's see. Barbie. I've had this thing forever. Probably should have. Well, it's sold, so that's all that matters. And then a Carhartt jacket or shirt sold. Barbie Horse Adventures on DS sold for. I like the lighting now. I can show off, and I feel like you guys can actually see what the heck I've got in my hand. Barbie on DS sold for $7 plus shipping. Whopping $7 plus shipping. Fantastic Four comic. So these are the comics I got from the guy. I don't think, did I put the video out? I don't think I put that video out yet. I don't think I had. I didn't put the video out yet. I'll put the video out over Christmas in the next couple, between tomorrow or the next or Christmas. I'll put the other video that I have of me getting the Avon stuff and getting these comics. So finally sold one of these comics, and this is from probably 2 months ago. One of the last times I went out yard selling. I haven't yard sale guys in 2.5 months. I mean, I've been to like 1 or 2 in the morning. I went a couple times and hit up a couple, but I haven't been like legit yard sailing in a while. My wife was even like, "What's up with you not yard sailing anymore?" I'm like, "It's cold. I got plenty of stuff." It's just kind of hoarding cash right now. I mean, I'm not really hoarding cash because I've been doing deals on Marketplace still, and I've been doing deals with my buddy Chris. If you guys remember my buddy Chris, who's got a ton of stuff. Me and him have been doing some good deals, and I've been spending some money with him, which is just kind of keeping the ball rolling a bit, until it gets nice out again and I go yard selling regularly, which means I'll still be doing deals with him. And the old man messaged me and did a deal with him. And, so the guy from Flowery Branch, if you guys have been watching for, a while back, I did the deal with the guy in Flowery Branch when I go down to Georgia for my football helmet business. My buddies live down there that are on my team for the football helmet stuff. One of my best friends from college is down there. So I go down there occasionally. Once every several months, I go down to the Flowery Branch area, and he knows a guy, and he actually owns a thrift store. So one of my best friends from college, his name is Joey. He owns a sports card shop called the Sports Shack. If any of you guys are in that area, check him out. But he owns a Sports Shack in the second Buford, I believe. But he knows a guy and that does storage unit stuff, and he connected me with him. And so me and him have done a couple deals. I went down and did a big deal with him last time I was down there, and he actually just messaged me and said, "Hey, I got a bunch of stuff again. When are you coming down?" I was like, "I'd probably be like next month." He's like, "Cool, I'll hold on to it all for you." So, it's nice to have those little connections that reach out to you occasionally, especially it seems like they reach out when you're at your lowest. Like, man, I haven't found nothing in a while. Shit's not been popping. And the next thing you know, you get a message from the old man. He says, "Hey, you want to check this stuff out? I just, this is all what I got." Or you get the message from this dude, or you get them and that dude, or Chris, or whoever. And it's like, yes, I needed something. Yes. So it's good to have those networks and build those networks. And also, when you go to yard sales, you got to make sure you build those networks too. Because you never know when you get the message from somebody from a yard sale. 90%, 99% of the time, you're never going to hear back from them. But there is occasionally that you get a message like, "Hey, I did go through my stuff, and here's what I have," and then you can decide whether you want to do it or not. Anyway, old school comics from like the 70s, 60s, 70s. First one that finally sold, I did a deal with the guy for like $100. First one that finally sold for $28. Finally starting to get some money back on that deal. I got a bunch of them. Again, I'll post that video of me sourcing. I've already got it edited and ready to go. I just have yet to post it. It's sitting on my computer upstairs. I told you guys a few times in some other videos I was going to get it out there, and I just never have. So since we'll be on a little break here for several days, because I'm not sure exactly when I'll get back on, hopefully the 26th, 27th. But I'll make sure I post that maybe tomorrow or Christmas Day or the 26th or something. Just have something else on the page or on the channel. So anyway, $28 plus shipping on that comic. And the last thing that sold was finally get some money back on these Carhartts. I bought a whole bundle of Carhartt stuff. I want to say it was last yard sale season actually, and I finally got it up probably 3 months ago. Then I got it all up. Actually, no, it was in the spring. It was this year in the spring that I got it. So it's been, I don't know, 10 months or so. But anyway, Carhartt men's large. Uh, Let me look at the picture because I have so many of them. This is the one with Carhartt men's long sleeve. Okay. 3XL tall. Let's see if we can find it because I got like 15 of them. 3XL tall. Not that one. I should probably take these out of the sun too, huh? No pocket on that one. Yep, that's got a pocket. You know what? I'm gonna put that in here while I'm at it. Cover them. I guess you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I've got all this Carhartt stuff in a bin, and it's black, and my garage stays open a lot of times because of my kids, and I know black will fade in the sun over time. So I'm gonna take these out of the sun and put them in a bin with a cover that's right here as well. That's got pockets. We don't want them. That's not it. I'm surprised the sweater hasn't sold. The last one sold quick. That's got pockets. I'm assuming it's this one. The last one, of course. This has to be it. Unless I missed it. 3X tall. Yep. All right, cool. All right, let me put the cover over this. Yeah, sometimes you got to be mindful of those little things like that. Like the sun's going to beat down on some of this stuff that's on this side of the garage. So like I try to be mindful of, especially black. Black's going to fade out worse than probably anything if it just sits in the sun like that. So now I've got it in a bin that's actually closed. Uh-oh. I got it in a bin that's closed. So there's that. What just fell? Something just fell. I guess I can throw this away because the light works. Oh, that's okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna keep the light ring light box in case I decided it wasn't gonna work, but I think I like it, so I think we're gonna keep it. I'm gonna move the other stand upstairs, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more upstairs in 2025, and show you guys me tinkering with stuff a little bit more in 2025. So, and more sourcing stuff in 2025. So I have some plans to show you guys a little bit more of what I do. This will be still the main platform like this, but I will also be upstairs showing you guys some things and more out in the field. So anyway, Carhartt shirt, no pocket, like new condition. So nothing special. Carhartt shirt sold for 15 plus shipping on that. So there is that. So that's that. That's the sales. Nothing crazy, but I got to get this stuff packed and ready for the mail lady. So it's already noon. She'll be here probably soon. Yeah. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Have an awesome Christmas. Have an awesome Christmas, guys. I'll be back probably a day or two. I don't know, 26th, 27th, whatever day. I don't know if shipping is mandatory on the 26th. I don't know how that works, but whatever day, if I sell stuff, I'll be on the next day if I got to ship it because I have next day ship. But I don't know if eBay's going to make me ship on the 26th, which is what, Thursday? What day is the 26th? Thursday. So yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work or whether they give you that day because it's the day after and then I got to ship out the 27th. I don't really know. But either way, I'll be back whenever I need to get the stuff shipped. As long as I got some sales, I'll be around to have another video. It may be a short one, but I'll be around. And in the interim, I will put out that other video of me sourcing the comics, the Avon stuff, and you guys can kind of get a glimpse of that deal, those transactions when I went out. It's been like a month now since I did those deals, maybe even a little bit more. But that's it. Appreciate you guys once again hanging out. Make sure you drop comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on the ring light. I hate seeing the lights in my eyes. That's the one thing I don't like about ring lights, but I do feel like it's, especially when I'm showing stuff and especially that darkness that you would get from the lighting, it's resolved that, which was what I was looking for. So, and then it frees up my other stand to go upstairs and do stuff with it more upstairs and have you guys with me up there a little bit more often. So, That's all I got to say. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Monday. Again, have a Merry Christmas. Hopefully you're done shopping, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.